They say that far beyond the shifting sands of the old deserts, nestled between mountains that scrape the sky, there lies a wall no traveler should ever seek. It's a place whispered about in hushed tones, a local legend that has haunted generations. They say it was forged by an ancient king, a monumental effort to trap what should never, ever walk free. The names they gave these beings shiver off the tongue like broken glass. Yajuj and Majuj. Even now, no one dares to speak those names aloud after sunset, fearing what they might attract, but legends are often born from truth. One brutal winter, a wandering caravan, laden with spices and silks, lost its way in a blinding storm. The wind didn't just howl. It seemed to speak, luring them deeper into forgotten valleys, places erased from every map. When the pale light of dawn finally broke through the blizzard, they saw it. Rising from the frozen earth like a jagged scar was a wall of black iron, impossibly tall, grander, and more terrifying than any fortress ever built by man. And it was scarred deeply with claw marks that looked chillingly fresh. The merchants, their faces pale with frost and fear, swore they heard something from within, a deep thundering boom, again and again, like colossal fists pounding against the inside of a coffin that's just a little too small. They fled, abandoning their heavy carts and urging their exhausted camels onward. They didn't look back, but they didn't need to. The land itself had changed around them. The sky, once a haven for eagles, was now unervingly empty. No birds flew overhead. The crystal-clear streams they had once drunk from now ran bitter, as if poisoned by some unseen, malevolent presence. And the nights were the worst. When sleep finally claimed them, their dreams were filled with a single, horrifying image: eyes. Thousands upon thousands of them, glowing with a rabid hunger, pressing against unseen cracks in that iron wall, whispering in a guttural language no man was ever meant to comprehend. Word of their ordeal spread like wildfire through the oasis towns and mountain villages. Shepherds began to share their own grim tales of finding their sheep torn to pieces, their bones gnawed clean, yet with no tracks of wolf or lion to be found. Travelers crossing the remote passes reported the ground itself shaking beneath their feet, a tremor not from the earth, but as if something enormous and restless was shifting its weight just below the surface. And the most terrifying accounts came from those who dared to venture close to the Forbidden Mountains. They swore that under the cold light of the moon, they saw shadows moving against the wall. Shadows of creatures far too numerous, far too wild, their forms twisted and unnatural, clawing, always clawing, desperate to escape. Today, the elders say the wall grows weaker with each passing year. The deep, groaning sound of stressed iron echoes louder through the valleys. The earth trembles more frequently. They issue a stark warning, a prophecy passed down through the ages. When Yajuj and Majuj finally break free, the world will not end in a blaze of fire or be washed away by a great flood. It will end with the sound of gnashing teeth and the glint of hungry eyes. And if you ever find yourself in those remote lands, on a night when the wind cuts sharp and cold through the valley, listen closely. You might just hear it too, the faint, persistent sound of scratching, of pounding, the hungry, guttural roar of a prison that will not hold forever. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the shadows. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the edge of the map. Stay curious and stay safe out there.